What is up, guys? Wraith here, Graybearded Gaming Society, and we took a little bit of a detour this session. We were actually we were on our way to Hill Giants because we figured we'll get a little bit of experience and we'll try to get some coin together. Well, we ran through the common lands like you do, and of course I showed it. Here a little bit up, wrong button. Showed it here a little bit ago. But we finally had, and while I'm here, go ahead and put this away, back here where it belongs. Somebody was selling the Call of Bones spell at a really, really great price, so we jumped all over it. We did make actually a mistake, because he was selling the level 34 pet for like 50 plat as well. And we was like, oh, we're going the pets because we got the stick and blah, 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 blah. But we ended up losing most of our pets today, so now we're actually back down to our lesser level pet. But either way, so we were on our way to Hill Giants. We got our new spiffy cool buff, which of course gives us a ton of mana and then makes us look super cool. So now we are classic Necro in all of its evil form, right? Because we have we've got our harvester going on, we've got the glowy eyes, we've got the skeleton cackle, we've got the skeleton pet. It is on is what it is. And like I said, with this the new buff, it lasts for a long time, so we don't have to constantly refresh. It gets an hour every time you cast it. And I think it's 10 hit points is what it chews away every tick, and gives 8 mana, I think, something like that. It's a really strong spell. It is really strong. I want to say that's right, because it doesn't exactly tell you. It just says that it does the kind of the drain. Yeah, but so far, like I said, it's been pretty good. So we were originally heading to Hill Giants. We kind of got distracted. We remembered about these guys over in the corner with the Spectres, and we decided to run over here. So we've been actually messing with the Spectres, and generally speaking, we've been left alone. There's been a couple people pass by. I think mostly trying to head into Fear, perhaps, to get some stuff done there. And I think there was actually some people who are actually farming Spectres like further back in here, because of course, we're in the edge of the Feyrot. And then there's the fake wall, and you have all these tunnels, and there's Spectres mixed in there. The kind of annoying thing is a handful of times, like, we'll start getting really ahead, because there's plenty of low-level stuff out here for us to just life tap at random to make sure we keep our hit points high between battles, and then just keeping the buffs running, keeping the run fast on, keeping our pet buffed. And then we'll start to do pretty good once we get a good rhythm on this one guy. And then we get brave when we run in the tunnel, and we try to pull one. The problem that we keep running into, however, is some weird kind of pathing, because I think this guy's going to pop in a second, so I don't want to run in there right now. But when you get to that first little chamber, you can only ever see one Spectre on one side. You can't ever see like 2 Spectres, but every time I try to aggro one of them, it's like, oh, he looks all by himself. I'll zap him, and then suddenly I have 2. So, I mean, of course, some of the footage, I'll show some of my combat footage out here, except like I've been here for a little while. We're about 26% through level, which is pretty decent. Like I said, it's smaller kills. We're supposed to be working right now, so we're throwing quotes in the air. We're working from home this afternoon. Don't tell anybody. And between anything important, we've just been pulling the Spectres. And that's the other handy thing about this camp. And just in the class, I mean, I can get to a good spot. It's like, oh, I got to do something. All right, I can pay death. I can walk away. I can fish in the corner. I can hide. I can do whatever. And then again, at the same time, it's relatively slow and nobody's waiting on me. So if I have to step away, I can honestly just step away. The only thing that's messed with me right here, aside from, like I said, the Spectre who spawns over here, he won't even aggro me. So unless somebody brings him to me, is occasionally there's a skeleton that will walk through and he will aggro me. But past that, we have just done great, and like I said, just sitting here pulling this guy. Like I said, we've had a handful of times trying to pull through here. We even loaded, at one point, we even loaded up our mez, thinking, okay, we'll just mez the other guy, and we walked in there, and we just can't find the ad to mez him. So, a couple times we've actually taken 2, and it's kind of worked. And then, unfortunately, like sometimes, like we'll actually get them out somewhat clean, and then our buddy right here spawns. Because I'm really not keeping a timer on how long it's taken him. But the kills, the one-on-one kills have been pretty decent. He auto-pulls the pet for us, because as soon as he gets in range... Wow, he's actually not going to zap us. He's been the first one that has not zapped us in quite a while. There he goes. Now he zaps us. Basically, almost immediately they zap us with that bad boy, which is auto-pulls the pet, so we don't even have to mess with the pet. There goes a group running by. But we stack the dots, stack the fear. We're not even going too ham with the dots, because honestly, just doing Venom of the Snake is generally enough. But just because of a couple times things have gotten out of hand, we'll make it super safe. We'll pile them both on, and then we'll hit like a life tap, get back to here, sit here with our health and mana, and be pretty set by the time they come back around. Now we are super heavy right now because we have a bunch of these scythes, so we're actually going to have to jump out at some point just to see how good these things sell. I actually thought about binding myself somewhere near here just to be able to use my my origin and then just jump back really quick. But with my luck, I'd forget I was here. I'd jump back later and something ridiculous would happen. But I tell you what we're going to do. We'll go ahead. We'll give this a couple more pulls. I will show you guys what we've been doing with some video snippets. And we'll be back in a few minutes after we see how much bank we've made selling all these scythes. And by the way, like, my pet won't carry it for some reason. I've tried twice to hand them to my pet. He will not take these things. I tried, like, oh, let's give you some weaponry. Nope. Gives it right back. So somewhat irritated. I've actually been curious to try to give him the Staff of Writhing, but I don't have a replacement. Which, honestly, we've given a couple times trying to sell that bad boy. We might end up just selling it to a vendor, because I think a vendor's for like 80 plat. I'm not sure anybody's going to buy it for 100 plat. We'll see. But anyway, we'll be back in just a minute, so stick around. Enjoy a little bit of combat footage from all the adventures we've gotten into, and then we'll be back in just a minute. All right, guys, we are punching back in, and this time we are down in the depths of Sol B. We were like, there's the lava pond with the lava lily pads, if you will. So we jumped in. We were actually working on some more of the Spectres, and threw up the LFG flag to see what we could get on a weekend night and see if we get some experience. And we got invited down here to join this group, and so far we are definitely digging it, because while the Spectres were safe and consistent, this guy right here, we've been flying through some experience. We did go ahead and invest in an experience potion just to kind of help out some tonight and see what we can do. See if we can maybe scribe our new pet and some new spells this evening. We get Expel Dead at the next level, which isn't going to be amazing, but I mean, sure, it'll have its uses. I mean, if we get into another like lower gut group or something like that, it's make sure we get. I'm not sure we want that one. I'm not sure what that one. Well, it stacks. We'll figure it out later. We're going to take any of the words we get our hands on right now. But yeah, is that if we end up in a Sol B, or excuse me, a lower gut dungeon later, then we'll that'll be a much nicer spell. If we find a good spot to solo someone dead. But we are going to settle in here a little bit and see how we do. It's a strong, charming group. We got charm pets all over the place, plus my skeleton pet. Plus, we did have a Shadow Knight pet. He keeps going splat, so we'll see if he keeps trying. But we'll punch back in here in a few minutes and see how we're doing. All right, gang. It has been a good couple of days. We picked up level 39 earlier, so we've got our new pet memmed. We also have our new life tap, which is Drained Spirit. So of course, this one was about 200. This new guy is about 300 and some change. So a pretty stout upgrade. Now, of course, we've been running around down here for quite. Another resist. We've been running down here in Sol B for quite a while, so we've been at the Afridi room. We've had him a couple of times now. We did get the Sharkbone Warhammer. Apparently, we just have a thing for getting a bunch of priest gear this time. We got a Rod of Health as well. We were really hoping, of course, for like he did drop like his Amethyst ring at one point. We were hoping for that just because that would have been a huge HP upgrade over this. But basically, I mean, we plan to stick around for a little while longer. Like I said, we popped an experience potion tonight. We might, depending on how long these guys stay, we might be able to knock out 40 tonight. But I think it's going to be a pretty good spot just to sit back, farm, and kind of call this one an episode. Like I said, we've got some Spectres in, found a new place where we can kind of pick those guys off one at a time for some decent experience solo. And then to add to our repertoire of dungeons, we had to come to Sol B, or Nagafin's Lair, however you want to call it, of course. And I said we are, so I can get my map here. Yeah, so we're way over here where the Afridi Lord hangs out. It took us a while to get here. Like, we weren't in a huge hurry. I mean, we worked our way down. There was nobody here, so we fought our way in. We've done pretty decent here. Had a a couple of people have fallen off in the lava or whatever, but past that, it's been pretty good. But like I said, I think we're just gonna farm it out for this tonight for here, and just kind of see how things go. And we will check back in next time with any updates or any spiffy new stuff if we manage to get any. But until then, guys, and as always, if you like what we're doing, hey, don't forget to like, comment, maybe subscribe down below. We do love to hear from folks online. And as always, guys, stay safe, stay distant, stay in EverQuest. There's enough versions now. There's got to be one for you out there somewhere. Night, guys.